This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 2197, Upping Your Vibe by Kathy Robinson of AthenaWellness.com, and I'm Justin Malik. I read to you every day with permission from the authors, and we have a bunch of shows covering different topics. Just search for Optimal Living Daily wherever you're hearing this to find all of them. And now let's get right to it as we optimize your life. Upping Your Vibe by Kathy Robinson of AthenaWellness.com. We've all felt it. Someone walks into a room and the energy shifts. Perhaps the person brings a sense of heaviness or tension or an uplifting feeling that elevates the mood and makes everyone smile. Isn't it interesting that we can feel stressed around some people but good around others? We carry this energetic residue and can emit it ourselves. This is because we're made of energy in mind, body, and spirit. So what we feel when we're around others turns into how we feel. Energy is a vibration that travels in waves, attracting like energy. If our energy is low, we may attract poor health, stress, moodiness, tension, anxiety, relationship challenges, complaints, the feeling that nothing is going right. We can get stuck in this downward spiral and struggle our way through difficult times. Negativity is contagious with the ability to infect and influence the behavior of others. When our energy is elevated, we may experience overall wellness, positive outcomes, helpful and supportive people, high energy, the ability to handle challenges in stride, gratitude, creativity, flow, inner peace and happiness, laughter, and joy. When we're in a great mood, everything seems to go our way. People smile and treat us well. Traffic lights turn green as we approach, and synchronicities that seem to unfold like magic. This is an upward spiral that we can ride indefinitely. Creating positive energy is a skill, a muscle we can exercise and get stronger. The best way I know is through supportive wellness practices, along with loving ourselves and connecting to divine energy to boost our positive energy supply. Surrounding ourselves with positive messages and reminders also go a long way. Gratitude for the day, for our life, for our loved ones, for ourselves, for the blessings we have, all fill the tank and uplift the spirit. Why is keeping our vibe high important? Well, studies have shown that positive thinking leads to good health and life success. But optimism and positive thinking are not about focusing only on the good. It's not about ignoring the negative or avoiding life challenges. Actually, it's a tool to calmly face everything that life brings. The joys, the challenges, the highs, and the lows. It keeps us out of fight or flight reaction and centers us in our own power to handle whatever comes our way. Now that sounds wonderful in theory, but in practice, we all come up against negativity from time to time. How do we become aware of negativity and work with it without dwelling in it? Well, I suggest a 3-step process to handle negativity: awareness, reframing, and releasing. Here's how it works. Number 1, awareness. Actively scan your thoughts, words, and actions for negative attitudes, expressions, and counterproductive behaviors. Can you recognize where the flow of life feels restricted or your body feels tense? Those are signs of fear and negativity. Allow those feelings to be there and honor the fact that something feels off. It's a signal to look deeper. If this is new to you, a great place to start becoming aware is in your self-talk, the things you say to yourself, and in what you say to others. Note whenever you use a tone that's critical, judgmental, or blaming, and pessimistic words such as can't, won't, hate, give up, or never. The act of noticing is the first step in amending behavior. Number 2, reframing. The word reframe is defined as to express words, concepts, or plans differently, such as I reframed my opinion, meaning I expressed it in a different manner. This doesn't mean there won't be failure or disappointment, but reframing the situation as a lesson for growth can be helpful, especially if you can get to a place where you believe that all experiences work out for your greatest good. Visualize best case scenarios. What can go right? That's the kind of thinking that can take us from problems to solutions. What's interesting about reframing is it actually has impact on our physical bodies. For example, you may be exploring a significant life change, and every time you envision making the change, you may feel clutched by fear. You can acknowledge the fear while finding ways to think of past successes and times of resilience you can apply to this current situation. And number 3, releasing. The Oxford Dictionary defines the word releasing as allow or enable to escape from confinement, to set free. I love this definition. I get a sense of birds in flight and a lightness of being. That's what you're looking for in this step, to identify the things you're consciously or subconsciously carrying around that no longer serve. Once you do, you can either let them go or find a way to emotionally detach from them. The energetics of emotions such as disappointment, hurt, pain, shame, and guilt, along with the need to forgive others and yourself, carry weight. What are you lugging around these days that may be depleting your energy? Try setting it down. You can always pick it up again. But my sense is that once you feel what it's like to not carry it, you'll probably choose to travel lighter. Both energy awareness and positivity are wellness tools that can transform pessimism into optimism. The glass may be half empty, but it's also half full. You just listened to the post titled Upping Your Vibe by Kathy Robinson of AthenaWellness.com. Have you ever wondered about what happened before an innovator or entrepreneur had their I got it moment? Well, that's what the Before It Happened podcast is doing. It's hosted by Donna Laughlin, a former journalist and storyteller that is quite captivating, getting the behind-the-scenes stories and sharing them with us. Before any world-changing innovation, there was a moment or an event, maybe a realization that sparked the idea. To be honest, that's how this podcast was formed too. And Before It Happened is a show about those ideas. You can listen in as Donna speaks to visionaries, innovators, thought leaders, and more every Thursday. There's a great one from the week of Thanksgiving titled Building a Giving Empire with Genevieve Peturo. After Genevieve visited a shelter, she realized that these children needed pajamas. And now since 2001, her nonprofit pajama program has given over 7 million books and pajamas to children in need. That just gives you an example of how it might not be the typical interview or person you'd expect. So check it out, listen and subscribe to Before It Happened, wherever you get your podcasts. How true is that when someone walks into the room, the entire energy can transform? Even a group of like 10 people, whatever was happening before can and most certainly will be shifted by the next person that enters the room. And I don't think any of us want to be the person that brings everything down. It's okay to be shy, reserved, and not the life of the party. That's not the type of energy Kathy's talking about in this post, but really just being a positive influence. And now I may sound like a broken record here if you're a longtime listener, but whenever awareness is brought up or mentions of scanning our thoughts and words, I have to mention that this is pretty much a practice of meditation in some form. It might not be formal sitting meditation, but watching your thoughts is meditation. And doing it a bit more formally can go a long way to improve awareness. To me, meditation is like a gym workout for your brain to boost awareness and concentration or mindfulness. So if you've been on the fence to try it and could use some more awareness of your thoughts and how they quickly turn into emotion or reactions, meditation could be for you. If not, no worries. You could try journaling or simply just trying to remind yourself. And hopefully something like this podcast can help with that. Last thing I wanted to mention was about other people. While I agree that these ideas of awareness, reframing, and releasing can all help us become more positive on our own, another simple trick is to fix your environment. This works when building habits as well, as my brother talks about on Optimal Health Daily. It's a bit of a life hack, if you want to call it that. If you change your environment, that forces you to work, within that changed environment. And that applies to our social circles as well. Surround yourself with very positive, uplifting people, and chances are you'll find yourself moving in that direction. Why not make it easier on yourself if you can? So think about how you might be able to up your vibe, as Kathy said today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.